weirdest thing. I haven't seen any drones or objects in a while. So I'm watching Stranger Things, right? And I'm like, I'm taking in, soaking in like the characters. And I'm like, okay. After some of the energy that I've taken in or whatever prior to that, I'm sitting here watching this episode, and it's the episode when they're in the food court and they're talking about Russian spies. So I'm already noticing there's a lot of Russian talk, right? This is that energy of trust no one, but I wonder who's telling me that, because I'm fearless, right? So there's no fear, but there's not trust issues, it's being very vigilant, right? But there's something in the back of my mind saying trust no one. But trusting no one can have you kind of stuck, right? But it can be smart, right? So watching this episode, and they're peeping the scene, trying to find out, who's the Russian spies in the mall. So I realized my daughter went to the mall today, and she had my D baby. She rarely does things like that, but she has somebody in town. And so I'm calling, nobody's picking up. So I decide to go. I get halfway there, she finally does pick up the phone. Then she's like, well, just get the D baby. I'm like, you know what? Something is telling me, I'm telling you this, only begotten son, right? So, So one of my daughters start picking up on some energy from someone. It's strong. And I know it's got to be real, because I feel like this is one of the first people that I connected with from over, okay? We're trying to use layman terms and trying to just talk about this in a certain way, because I went and picked up my one daughter from work today, and, I'm totally sane, but I could feel this, it's the encroaching energy here, right? And I think people already know that this is a gift, right? But the family that I feel have been hiding something major from me. They're all upset. They broke into my Facebook, deleted stuff, broke into my YouTube, deleted videos. And I'm wondering, what is wrong with these people? You see, something is getting real strange. All right. So then, I've come in, we came here to pick up mail or whatever. And I ended up walking in, and it was awkward. Like somebody was having a conversation. So the little one told me that they were saying that they were concerned about me posting people's pictures. Well, you can feel how you want to feel about it, but I didn't come here to serve man. I came here for the people, even though I consider myself as man, or in a sense, right? Like early, like intermingled with a son of God that knows man. Let's say that, knew man or knows man. And so the whole thing about the begotten son. So I'm like, okay, hold on. Because there's other readers today, okay, that may have said something about a daughter. Somebody wants your child. Oh no, they don't want the child, they want you. This is two different, but it both resonated with. This is something that was already resonating with me prior to me watching these videos, right? So that was this confirmation to pay attention to the children. All right. So trying to put this together in a way where it'll kind of make sense. So we come back, and then I guess they were talking about, they think that they should get me to see somebody or something. But at the same time, somebody said it's too late. Now, I just noticed a shift. I noticed that I'm picking up on other energy. I'm connecting with other beings that are on a different wavelength. I'm going back into the whistleblowing energy. It's kind of like, and I'm even hearing Source say, go back to the old things that you used to do. Okay. But then again, that could be also somebody wanting me to do that so that these people can cancel me, right? So I noticed that I'm listening to Rod Hayes. Now, I noticed Rod Hayes rocked for 𝘲𝑢 for a minute, right? And it made me feel some kind of way, right? Because both of these people I kind of connected to or had a conversation with over the phone, the only two people ever online. And I noticed that he was giving credit to 𝘲𝑢 about something that I did in the comforts of my own home, you know what I'm saying, with my daughter, right? I think it brought in something, okay? Some type of weather or something shift. But I realized that that's one of the things that pointed to me, wait a minute, this female is trying to like do you or something, right? So I'm like, okay, so, all right, so, So I even commented and said something on it on one of my posts, right? But I can always tell when these feminines have tagged people, right? That may be picking up on my energy. They tag them and then it seems as though it's their energy. But I knew this because then with one of the twin flame energies, what the download or the information that was coming in, it was at a time when there was somebody debating between two or juggling between the two. I knew that that's what he was doing because it just was something that was earlier in the days where it's almost like that was like when everything was clear, like clear, like to these soulmates was like clear, or this one. And it was kind of like somebody asking, like, is this good? Right? And so, but now I'm figuring these people already may have known each other or something like this. It's weird. So, 𝘲𝑢 gives me Maze from Lucifer energy. Maybe a blockage between me and this twin ray or twin flame. A mothering, grandmothering, something. So then I was watching Black Dot. And I noticed that, like I hadn't seen their videos pop up in my feed for a long time. So it's kind of like that energy was there. And I caught them right when they said something about Rod Hayes did a video. So I don't even know how I found, I think I might have put his name in YouTube to see what he was talking about with the Anunnaki energy. Because, I feel like we in Inanna or Ashtoreth energy, right? And he was talking about Isaiah and things like that. And we know that is, Isaiah, like I said, is a very misogynistic book to me. They want to cut down Ashtoreth, okay? So, and I don't know. I feel like Ashtoreth maybe before Inanna, maybe, okay? But I'm like, okay. He was talking about a story about the Anunnaki and then this really dark-skinned goddess or whatever and all this other stuff. So it brought me back to the energy of Dot. And then I'm like, wait a minute. See, because with the storyline he was saying was that one of the brothers, the two brothers was fighting in heaven or whatever, over heaven or whatever, but they had, one of the brothers, it was like they was battling or whatever, and one would get real pissed off and everything like that. And seeing as myself as a masculine to these masculines that may be more feminine in their energy, but maybe not. But I feel like I'm Empress, but I'm Emperor. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that Adamite or pre-Adamite energy, because he was talking about that too, how women were able to birth babies without men. But I with immaculate conception, right? So these are things we've been talking about here too, in a different way. We all use different lingo, okay? And but I still think this has something to do with the gods or visitations or from other beings, okay, period. That's what immaculate seems like it is to me, okay? I think that these women were also visited, but I don't think that, it's just my opinion, okay? It's just my opinion that there was other beings that were not seen. We're talking about things that are seen and unseen, all right? So there was a time when one of these incidents happened with a abnormal womb energy. We'll say that. And I noticed at that time, there was some kind of like a subliminal that Drea was giving off. And it took me back to, I think we did a video on it around that time about somebody was looking at somebody in mirror or mirror magic. It was a myth or a storyline. And somebody was like, ooh, and I think it's even in the biblical text. What is that you have in that basket, in your basket, right? And these are times when I'm viewing my body or whatever and seeing slight changes and shit. So then all of a sudden, and I know that, you know, some of these women, I have heard them say about problems, maybe conceiving or something like this. Okay. So even with the boiling energy, watching that show last night, it just let me know what we're talking about here. All right. And so, so, So she was saying something about she's going to be the one that gives birth to the child, Osiris, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. But I knew the gods and the ancestors were telling me something was going on with me. But this is around the time when I started posting strange things that people may think is strange. But again, everybody's not me. About, again, you can go on Instagram under @Shay_seeking and you'll see the things that I was talking about. All right. And yeah, it just made me think. It just made me think here. Okay. And that's all. It just made me think. It's almost like a woman, and then how they kind of like offered up the girl, the sister or whatever. But it just always makes me think. It's something about this sister energy that rubs these individuals the wrong way. Even when it comes to the kings, even me being fair and balanced and speak on people how it is or whatever, or what I sense they've been doing for the people, because it's more about the people than what you're doing for me. All right. So I sense just like this heavy presence is the masculines. This whole thing with this Grenadier or whatever the hell his name is, talking about castrating people, and then the masculines, and the chapter that I was in last night about the men being put in jail, but then in the biblical text, but then they were let out. When they came in, the men were already let out. They got a message from God's angel or something, right? So then it made me think about, because this is the energies calling on me, then I have to answer to the call, right? So this is a, I feel like the masculines will never admit it, but this is a plea, a battle cry or something, okay? Seems like to me, or they just trying to keep me in tune with what's going on, okay? Possibly. Maybe even higher ups, right? May not even be them, maybe higher ups, because I feel like we're not connected at this time. Castrating also makes me think about being disconnected or cut off from something. So then Source was telling me brainwash. So I'm thinking, right? So my daughter is showing me this song about I'm sleeping when it comes to a certain artist that passed over, okay? And then I was just thinking, right? So okay, so I get there to we're talking about this storyline. It's almost like offering up this feminine goddess, Inanna or whatever, or offering up this goddess. It also made me think about the people rallying together to take down Zeus because he was so powerful, okay? So it makes me think about even your blood of your brother is crying out from the earth. Like I told y'all today, it felt like one of the energies was close with me spiritually, okay? Last night I felt like, again, when I did that video and I heard the gunshots, right? But there was something that was coming into my feed saying alive or whatever, alive. But then again, when I was looking at that clip of this man talking about castration, it said freed, right? And there was a dot, and I guess it said dumb, okay? Freed dot dumb. So, okay. So I think, again, this is somebody that wants to keep people away from somebody. But I feel like this is somebody, because I'm just seeing how these people look so familiar to me. Right? Even the people that I mentioned, how they look so familiar to me. Even the people that act like they're not, but really, what is it? So Yeah, so it made me think about this because it's like the people that's bothered by you, but they can't help look, but then want to give you your flowers possibly, or somebody else possibly. But at the same time, it's like, when do they do that? When it's a wrap for you? Because I've noticed other energies that I've been in contact with, and then they kind of disappeared out of the scene once they supposedly got their flowers from certain individuals. Or so. Anyway, he was talking about the Anunnaki gods and Enki and Anu and Enlil and Inanna, whatever. And but it's almost like I was not saying that this person don't have knowledge, right? Because I know some of these people have been tapped into my energy for a very long time. I never knew that. But the storyline is fitting beneath, it's fitting what is going. And so it made me think about another chapter that was brought to my attention the other day about, so God put somebody else in this position and made him the head, whatever. Okay. But what pisses me off is this hijacking energy. These men or these masculines feel like they can have control or trying to denounce me, or because they're pissed off about where I'm going, right? I don't feel like any of these energies are holding on to me and carrying me as a woman, as a fucking goddess, with showing respect or just like some kind of something for what the fuck I've done. I don't like that. I don't like that people, that the algorithm been keeping me, low on count while everybody else growing, but these motherfuckers is hovering around. And that's what I'm saying about that energy. Sometimes it be other motherfuckers. Sometimes it be the own people or the people that look the fuck like you. See, because people don't like that I bring up shit about people, but people are free to do whatever the fuck they want, talk about what they want to, but I call out agendas and groups and narratives and fuck the people. I'm not in the sense where forget them, but I'm just saying I'm not coming at the people at all. I love all people. I don't care what you are. I target that what's above. That's my job. That's what I was molded or trained to do, to have that eye. So, God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. It started making me think about whatever. Maybe it's not my daughter. Maybe this is saying that somebody wants to keep a hold of my daughter, my young one, and this is why they're trying to talk about all this stuff about, do you need to get a counselor and shit, when I'm just totally fine. I'm more well off than these individuals. Some of them diagnosed with things like anxiety and take prescription drugs and shit, and I don't. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what? That's the energy. But I can feel, some things that I might have said today might have rubbed people the wrong way in the media and the government and things like that. But I don't run with the fucking same rules that everybody here do. So it's almost like that not of the world fucking energy. But I won't, even if it was some shit like that, I won't be leaving until the job is fucking complete. You see what I'm saying? So again, we're driving back. I get the D baby because I'm just like, something don't feel right. As I'm pulling up, there's a hovering energy there. Now this energy somehow makes it back to where I live. And then I go down one street and then I'm just like, let me just go around a couple times, because it's this code or whatever in this movie that said something. It started showing like this shoe store, this food court, all this other shit, right? And so I'm just like, wait a minute. And so when she said, when the yellow and the blue meet in the west, I'm like, that's talking about the Ukraine flag. So, it's just this, right? Because then right before that, an hour or two before that, I posted something on Instagram about, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just a messenger. I'm just that vessel, okay? I posted something about the persecuted will be in heaven, okay? So, yeah. But that's the thing. Is it a snare? Because I go visit the White House for the first time, and all of a sudden, from the 2 days that I'm there, security is amped up. And then as I'm leaving out, I was going to stay another day, but as I'm leaving out, now the military is there. So, it's just what you see. I read motherfuckers in the crowd. You see what I'm saying? I read motherfuckers. Even the ones that was at the gates and shit. I read. So this flying drone or whatever, me and my daughter, she's like, no, maybe, but then she was like, okay. And then she got a little bit nervous or whatever because she said, okay, so that is looking at, that's following us basically. So, and I hate doing these type of videos. This is like my outlet, okay? Just in case. So it's almost like some people make me think it's self-sabotaging, but a lot of times it felt like it saved my fucking life. You understand what I'm saying? So one of these songs that, my daughter was telling me, she just learned about this X, we'll say that, okay? And so she's been really feeling something, okay? And so then she was showing me a song about something about sleeping or I'm sleeping or something. But then I heard a part in there that said like, go to sleep or don't, or some shit, something like that, okay? And then it made me think with this hovering energy here, I haven't seen that kind of activity in a very while here. But then also I felt like one of the divine masculines is saying we're back, but not. See, because it was something else that was telling me that they were at a distance. So it's like this juggling. It's like this fucking act right here trying to get me all tripped up, not to a swords, not knowing which way to go. You know what I'm saying? Which way should be resonating with me the most at this point. And so we're coming back, and then all of a sudden, well, there's not supposed to be any tracking devices on the car, but all of a sudden here comes the soulmate pulling out crazy and pulling up behind me and making sure I'm going home. And it's weird. It's fucking weird. How am I the weird one? I mean, I know I'm weird, okay? Even in that show that I was watching, Stranger Things, it was like somebody was saying that girl was weird or whatever, okay? But that kind of bothered me. And then we get back here and it's just like, what are you doing driving around with these two in the car? What the fuck do you mean? I'm the mother that spent 90% of the time with these children while you were not. You see what? Not to say that this is a bad father. I'm not saying it at all, okay? But I'm just saying if we had a household construct where I did 90% of the shit for the kids and he bought them whatever the fuck they needed and paid the rent or the mortgage. So do you see what I'm saying? I was basically a single fucking mother. You saying? Not saying it's not nothing wrong. That was the family dynamic that we had that seemed like it was okay and it worked for us. But all of these new developments and these little things that I'm finding out and hearing, and it just almost seems like, when I'm looking at him, I'm like, you one of them. However y'all communicate, there's something about weather people keeps popping up. And I can't even figure out what that's really telling me. But then again, that show Invisible, that episode, that movie Invisible Man keeps popping up as well. It's almost like even like with every time this weather energy comes up, it may be even me looking at a device or something like this, and then somebody saying they're somewhere, but they seem to be somewhere else. It's something fucking strange here. You understand what I'm saying? And so, yeah, so that was just strange. So, nothing. I'm here with the baby and the child, but something feel like it's something going down here. It almost feel like also like somebody wants to jail somebody or take somebody somewhere, maybe to safety, but then also maybe somewhere you would never want to go. Okay. And it feels like this is some kind of bust that somebody's planning for like early one morning or something. Because it's just strange. I wasn't even gone that long. Why would you get up out of the bed and everything and come around here trying to see what I'm doing and what do you know that I don't know that I need to fucking know? You see what I'm saying? And again, we reading energy here. So don't take it personal whenever I'm talking about somebody on here. It's the fucking energy that I'm sensing and I'm picking up on. The behavior. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you know, there's a family member that is went to school to be a psychiatrist, but okay, and I feel like they do it a very, you know, classic way or whatever. But I feel like sometimes people that are empathic and can read and see, they're also psychiatrists for God, healers, people that are really good. And again, with communication, I feel like anybody that come around me, whether we talking about, again, in the Clearport or in person, I'm someone you can talk to. There's nothing fucking wrong with me. I'm very fucking intelligent. You know what I'm saying? All right. And I'm very aware. I'm very intuitive. So it's almost like a sacrificial energy here, a scapegoating and sacrificial energy here. Because people think because of their positions or their pockets or whatever that they, you see what I'm saying? They can make shit move that you can't. But I feel like this is what's causing a disruption with the weather and all this funny shit that's going on. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm provoking this and I'm like, oh, bring in the wind or no shit like that. I'm saying it's just automatically, you fucking with me, shit is seeming like it's starting to get fucked up. So I try not to go there. But they know, see, and this is the snare. And it's fucked up because it's the masculines that I would put my life on the line for. Rather we have a close connection or not, that's like my job. I'm the shield. I'm the tower. I'm the shield. I'm the fucking rainbow. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? So it's very to know that these people, some of them may be plotting against you. But at this time, I can't afford to be dealing with hurt feelings. You see what I'm saying? I'm on a mission. And so it can come off as cold-hearted or something like this, but it's a mission. You see, this is why most will not understand this process, and that's understandable to me. So I feel like this is something that they want to do. Okay. I feel like that was also a threat. We talk a lot about wands here. And I feel like that whole thing about castration, okay? And also, but it may have been somebody that was coming from a good place and thought maybe that's what Inanna would want. But really, I feel like that's the advice of some of these other feminines that are pissed off at the way the masculines, even though they thought they had them in their grips, and they may still do have them. I think it rubbed them the wrong way for me to let them know today what the fuck it really is. Because they watch. Even though I don't have access to these people, they have access to me, which bothers me a lot. So that's stirring up some shit too. They're trying to push buttons to see how far I'll go. Or to see how far this goes, is what I feel. Or to achieve something, or make it as though someone is a threat to society. So again, this could be harp energy that they're using, right? I noticed there was some shit about CERN that's coming up too. So this, and this could be, I'm coming. Okay, here I come. I'm coming. So this could be harp energy. You know, I'm hearing something about CERN too, because there was a little something that came up about that. But this is shit that they're doing. You see what I'm saying? They're causing the global warming. They know exactly what the fuck they're doing. But at the end of the day, right? Yeah, there's just an energy of that. And then, but I think it's like I said, these feminine energies, because again, you have to think about it. There is the one Lion's Gate, but there's other gates that people can pass through as well. That might mimic or be in the likeness of the Lion's Gate. You see what I'm saying? But the Lion's Gate is supposed to be off limits. The Lion's Gate at this point, I feel, is being sealed off for God. But who knows? They may want a younger version of the version. Oh, well, I said that too. of the Lion's Gate. So they need to get the old gate out the way. But somebody don't want the old gate to go because they know that that's the forever gate. So maybe it's up for debate. So again, are we safe? There's 3 generations of